Hey guys, we're down here at Good Guys Gardening Center today, and today we're going to be talking about box grow tents. My name's Roy.
I'm Don.
And we're getting a lot of comments and a lot of people that are coming in who are asking us about grow tents. They don't want to make modifications to their house or their environment, but they still want to be growing or gardening. It doesn't really matter to us what they want to grow. If you want to be growing indoors in a closed environment, we really believe that a grow tent is an ideal option for you. So what we have here today, and you can take a look here, we'll ask Evelyn to zoom in a little bit on these plants, is we have zucchini, cucumber, and squash going on in here. And we also have them under LED lights. So I'm going to ask Don, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. So
Sure.
Over the years, we've sold all kinds of grow tents, from Secret Jardine to Box to Lumen, and those are kind of tents that we're going to be talking about in the future. But today, what I'd really like to just focus on or discuss with you are box tents or Box tents, because it's a new company that's come out recently, and with these tents, they are all inclusive. So in the past, what we've always had to do is we buy a tent, we add all the components to it, assemble it and put it together. And now what we have is an ability to purchase a kit that we basically just put together and basically put it together and start growing.
Comes in one box.
One box. Funny because the name is Box or Box. So Don, tell me a little bit about this. Maybe Evelyn can go in and kind of zoom in as we're talking about this and kind of point out the different components that come within
Sure.
this tent.
Well, we'll start with the pots. This particular package, you get 4 of the fabric reusable cleanable pots.
Hold on. 4?
4.
How many plants, cannabis plants, are we allowed to legally grow now in Canada?
Funny you should ask. 4.
Huh, go figure. Okay, good to
You
know.
get the 4 pots, 4 trays for under the pots so you're not leaking water everywhere, 2 600-watt LED lights, properly color balanced with correct UV numbers, an exhaust fan, a charcoal filter, 2 of the rope pulleys for hanging everything.
Hold on. I need a little bit of clarification. Can we point back up in here?
Sure.
So you're saying that this is, what was it, a charcoal filter?
Charcoal filter,
What's-
so you'll never have odor leaving the tent.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, this setup, let's say it was cannabis, just hypothetically.
Yep.
If we had cannabis in here or whatever we're growing, with this fan being on and it's not blowing air in, rather it's sucking air
It's
out.
exhausting heat out.
It's exhausting heat and it's capturing the odor within that charcoal filter.
Charcoal encapsulates it in cells and charcoal particles, and they're locked.
Okay, fantastic. And how long would a charcoal filter last in a system like
That
this?
one there, probably 18 months, 2 years.
Oh, really? So it really is
You'd be able to run probably 6 cycles through.
6 cycles, and it wouldn't matter. Nobody's going to be able to smell what's being vented out of my
Nobody's
house.
smelling anything, and you've got clean, warm air coming out. You've got a cold spot in the basement. You've
Okay.
got a cold bathroom.
Yeah,
There you go.
very interesting. Okay, so again, what we have in this situation here, what we're growing right now, are zucchini, squash, and cucumbers. And clearly we have more than 4 plants. But my understanding is that what we're doing here is we're just basically vegging our plants and getting them ready for the outdoor garden.
You
correct?
betcha.
Okay.
You betcha.
And so let's go back to LED lights. These LED lights. Years ago, should I be using LED or should I be using, an HPS, that kind of idea, or an old school ballast? I would have typically said to them a few years ago that LED lighting is, for me at that point, I would compare it between, let's say, Atari and whatever the latest Xbox 360 or something
Yeah.
like that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, LED
Okay.
wasn't there.
Okay.
It's only been in the last 6-8 months that they've been able to spectrally balance it correctly.
Okay.
They've been able to match the UVA and UVB output.
Yes.
Up till now, it's been burning.
Okay.
It would actually burn the top 6-8 inches on the plant.
That was in the past, not anymore.
That was in the past. These new ones, this particular product from Intertech,
Yeah.
is wonderful. It's good enough. I've bought one.
Fantastic. There's a recommendation for you right there.
So, yeah.
One of the things that I would like to mention right now is that, so we know that we're both blue and red spectrum.
You bet.
Okay, so can you explain to our customers who may not know, what is a blue spectrum for and what is a red spectrum for?
Blue spectrum's more for the grow, red's more for the bloom, but
Okay.
the combination of the two, plus by mixing in a pure white, you end up with as close as you're going to get to natural sunshine.
Okay, very
in there.
interesting.
About half the UVA and UVB from sunlight, so
Yes.
you're not going to develop melanomas, nor your plant's going to have any issues from it. And the biggest thing, no heat.
No heat. So
Where,
hold on,
where
just
in the past,
follow me here. Sorry to cut you off there, Don.
Oh,
but
no
just
problem.
how long has this light been on right now?
turns on at 5:30 in the morning.
5:30 in the morning, and we're at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we've been on all day. So you're telling me that if I put my hand on this light that's
I'll do
going,
you one better.
okay, well, I'm more interested in that. Okay, so very interesting. I've grown long enough that I would never attempt to do that with an
If you got-
HPS or an MH.
That close with an MH, you could probably smell the hairs burning.
Well,
And by the time you're a foot away, there's no appreciable thermal load
very interesting.
coming off.
You know, one of the things that I'd like to comment on is that I actually had discussions with the company, and I asked them for a little bit of clarification on blue light and red spectrum light. Not because I don't know what the difference is, but if you have both and they're going at the same time, how do my plants know whether they're vegging or whether they're blooming? And their reply was very interesting. What they said was that these lights in the spectrum has been balanced specifically for cannabis plants. And so we know that we're getting the right amount of light and right amount of blue spectrum, and we know that we're getting the right amount of red spectrum, which then led me to the question, okay, well, how do my plants know to go into a bloom cycle? And their reply was that we just do that with turning off our lights. In other words, putting them into a dark cycle and then extending our hours. And Dawn, just to fill in our viewers, how many hours of light are we typically going when we're in a grow cycle? And then the second question would be, how many hours of light would be optimum in a bloom cycle?
Well, in grow, you're running 18 hours of light.
So 18 and 6 on a 24.
You betcha.
Okay. And that's blue spectrum again?
That's blue spectrum again.
Okay.
The minute you go into bloom, you're cutting the light back to 12 hours.
So in a 24-hour cycle, we're going 12 hours on, 12 hours
12
off.
hours off.
And during that time, we're looking for a red spectrum of light.
You betcha.
Okay, very
That's
interesting.
the diurnal cycle of the cannabis plant.
Okay,
It allows for the buildup of the auxines, a hormone that triggers the actual bloom production,
Yes.
fruit production.
okay. So,
12 hours optimizes it.
okay, so, you know, for the last couple of minutes, we've been talking about cannabis, but clearly a majority of our customers aren't necessarily cannabis growers. So, will this, what you're telling me about 12 hours and 18 hours, does that hold true for any type of plant?
The majority of fruiting plants are diurnally triggered,
Okay,
meaning a reduction in light in photoperiod puts them into the bloom cycle,
okay,
into the fruiting cycle.
okay,
Your Brussels sprouts, your tomatoes, all of those fruits need the cold weather and the reduced light
okay.
to
And,
trigger them to produce.
and of course, that naturally stimulates, or it basically, it's identical to the natural light cycle. As we go
Yes.
into the summer, we have longer days. As we're
You
going
betcha.
into winter, we have shorter
They're
days.
stretching out, they're trying to soak up as much of that light energy as they can.
Okay.
Light pressure increases fruit production.
Okay, I do have a couple other questions, and I appreciate you taking some time to explain this to me. I see on the inside of this tent, it's all silver. What is that? Is that alcan foil, tin foil? What is this?
No. This is the newest in the pebbled mylar finish. This is twice the thickness of anything else that's out there.
Oh,
Its reflectivity, I don't know that the camera's going to show it, but the reflectivity is better than black and white plastic, better than the flat mylar.
is this, you called it pebble mylar?
Yes,
So-
like hammer tone.
Okay. And is it durable? I mean, am I
Oh.
going to worry about ripping this and having to
I
replace my
gotta tell
tent?
you, from the look of the construction, it'll outlast anything that's out there.
Okay, and you'd mentioned that you actually personally own a tent like this.
Yes.
What do you think about the quality of it? About just this specific brand?
Compared to the top three shall remain unnamed
Yeah, we won't name
brands,
them. Yep.
this is miles ahead. They've put the thought into the zippers, the quality of the enclosure, the quality of the canvas.
Okay.
They've added things. This particular tent's got 2, 4, 6 10-inch bulkheads for passing water lines, power lines, exhaust, fresh air intake through.
So why would that be important?
That's important because a sealed system just generates heat and kills what's ever in.
Okay, would a benefit to this as well be the fact that we're able to use drawstrings to close these
You betcha.
because we don't want to have any light going into our room or onto our plants when we don't want to put it in there?
No light leaks in, no light leaks out.
That's awesome.
No unexpected ingress of pollutants, bugs.
Yes.
By having the things sealed, it allows you the ability to vent wherever you want.
Okay, and by venting, we don't mean screaming at people. We actually mean
No.
drawing
No,
air
no.
in and out.
Another benefit they've put in 2 light, what's the word I'm looking for? Not light blocking, but resistant to light egress vents that should you find the tent's running a little hot, you roll it up from the outside and it allows fresh air to come in
Well, how handy is that?
at the level where the plants are, so you're keeping the roots cool.
Very cool, very cool. So, now, I think you've explained to me basically how this works, and I think I get it. I mean, I understand. Let's talk about, is this the only size that somebody can get? Like, what if this is too
No,
big
no.
or too small? Are there options?
Box offers a 2 foot by 4 foot
Yes.
complete package.
Okay, and by complete, again, it has all the guts that we're
It's
seeing
got the
here.
lights, it's got the timer, it's got the exhaust fan, it's got the charcoal filter, it's got
Okay.
the straps for suspending everything.
Oh,
It's plug and play.
okay, so we got a 2 by,
2 by 4,
okay,
3 by 3,
we got a 3 by 3,
and the 5 by 5.
and this is a 5 by 5 that we're talking about right now.
Yes.
Okay, and how hard is it to set something like this up? Like, do I come down here and pick this thing up in a big box and need a moving van to take it home?
No,
or-
no. We drive a compact sport ute.
Okay.
It fit in the back in one box.
So this whole setup comes in an easy to move.
5 foot long, 2 foot wide, 2 foot tall.
Wow.
It will fit in virtually anything. And
Okay.
it is complete.
Complete.
And as to ease of setup,
Yes.
it takes you longer to open the box and read the instructions than it does to put it together. All the poles are done with quick clips.
Yes.
Everything's clearly labeled.
Okay.
All the corners are welded metal as opposed to plastic, which has
Okay.
been Duraguer for the last 10 years.
Okay.
It comes with enough cross supports that you're not worried about it pulling down the roof.
Oh, very interesting.
You hang your lights right off those, as you can see. You hang the filter off that, and you're good to go. You have 25 square feet of unimpeded floor space.
Oh, wow.
Plus, you don't have to use the big door that we've got over here.
Okay.
This works for display,
Yes.
but for the average guy coming in, you'll notice on the sides here, there are 2 ports on the side.
Yes,
You can unzip.
yes.
It gives you a man-sized opening so that you can,
Oh,
or
I see.
a human-sized opening. Sorry, my gray hair is showing.
That's okay.
So you can access your plants, you can do your inspection, you can water without having to open the big zipper.
I see. I see.
It also comes with a built-in tray that covers the whole floor.
Well,
So
that's kinda neat.
you happen to spill when you're watering,
Yes.
no big thing.
So I don't have to worry about doing damage to my floors?
You're not going to damage the floor of the tent. You're not going to damage the floor of the house.
Okay.
You're certainly not going to draw insect from the moisture.
Okay. So let me ask you one more question. This is a really common question that we have coming
Sure.
up. So we hear a lot about people saying, well, if I grow inside my house, then I have to, if I'm trying to sell it, I need to put a disclaimer that this is what it was used for. If I set up this in my basement, in other words, I haven't made any structural changes.
No.
I've just put this into my basement or a spare bedroom or a den or wherever I want to put it, a garage, a shop, what have you. And I'm not doing any structural changes to the actual location, the home, that kind of idea.
Yeah.
When I go to sell it, do I need to do a disclaimer that says, hey, I ran a 5x5 foot grow tent for a year or 2 years or anything
No
like that?
more than you would have to give a disclaimer if you started your bedding plants inside.
Okay, and as far as I'm concerned, we don't have to do that yet, but who knows with government regulations, right? All that kind of stuff changes.
One point I would like to make about
Yes?
this, where in the past, if you're growing cannabis,
Yes?
you've got to run a separate power feed. And we're talking, you've got to hire an electrician.
What?
You have to run a 40 amp circuit.
Oh,
You have to have the correct timers. All
Really?
this adds up to $1,000, $1,500 quite easily.
Okay.
This unit's designed to plug into a 15 amp circuit.
Whoa, hold on. So you're telling me that I can take this home, and if I'm hearing you correctly, if I have a 15 amp breaker, a 15 amp circuit, I can plug everything that's here into that one breaker. I don't have to make any kind of electrical modifications.
You plug the timer into the duplex outlet.
Yes.
You plug the lights into the timer.
Okay.
You set the time.
Okay.
Walk away.
And that's it. So it really is plug and play. Okay, fantastic. Okay, guys, I think that's going to cover it for Box Grow Tents. We really appreciate you tuning in. Again, I'm Roy.
I'm Don.
And we welcome you to come down and visit us, ask us some questions down at the Garden Center. We're located at 284 Mackenzie Avenue South in the old Ackland Granger building. And Don, where can they find us online?
www.goodguysgardening.com.
Fantastic.
You can even send us messages. We'll answer.
Absolutely. And on Facebook, social media, as you guys all know. So
You bet.
thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate you tuning in. And please remember, Good Guys Gardening Center, we are your one-stop gardening shop. Have a great afternoon.